Hello and happy Thursday, everybody. I'm so glad to be with you today to share some fun cards with you. Today featuring the Wonderful World bundle from Sale-a-bration, which is a product that you can earn for free right now during Sale-a-bration. My name is Lori DeGroot from Lorita Marie Crafts, and I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Calgary, Alberta, and I love to come live every Thursday so that I can share fun tips, techniques, inspiration with you to get you crafting, encourage you in your creativity, and get you using your crafting supplies. So hopefully you guys are having a good week, enjoying your summer. I am having a good time enjoying summer and just relaxing and hanging out and spending time in my garden. And this is why I was excited about this bundle that's in Sale-a-bration. I can't wait to show you the paper if you haven't seen it yet already. But it just makes me think of all the flowers in my garden, and it's so beautiful. So that's really fun. Yeah, so hopefully everyone's doing well. I just wanted to bring up a couple things first. So the first thing is that for July, I have a card class that I'm offering this month. So every month I do a card class, and this month I'm just doing a little bit different, a little bit of a lighter version for summertime, and I'm calling it my July All Occasions Card Kit. And instead of some more elaborate projects, this is just a card kit, and you're going to get everything that you need to make 9 cards. And so I cut and prep everything for you, all the DSP or the pattern paper, all the cardstock, all the ribbon and embellishments. It all comes in the kit itself with PDF instructions. And you just need to supply your favorite stamp set, an ink pad, and yeah, and adhesive, I guess, as well, and scissors. But everything is cut and prepped and ready for you to go, and then you just get to have the fun of assembling it. So I thought that would be a fun thing to do for the summertime. And it would be something that you could take along with you somewhere easily. It's all packed up, ready for you. You can have it picked up here in Calgary, or you can have me mail it out to you for just $3 anywhere in Canada, or anyone can get the tutorial for $10. So if you're looking for some more information and how to sign up, you can head over to my website, which is loritamariecrafts.ca, which always has all the information. But I would love to show you the cards here so that you could also see them. So what I wanted to do is I've got 9 cards, so 3 designs, 3 cards of 3 designs. Yes, I can do this. So the first one are baby cards, and they feature the Forest Friends Designer Series paper, which is just the sweetest paper. And so you're gonna get 3 actually different designs, not just one. So one layout idea, but you're gonna get supplies to make basically 3 different ones. And they're so sweet and cute, and so they can be used for baby cards, or you can tweak them to whatever you like as well. The next 3 cards are really all occasion cards. So they're designed that you could stamp any sentiment on them. So I've used here happy birthday, a wedding one, a sympathy one. I mean, they could really be anything. And so these feature the Design a Daydream Designer Series paper from the annual catalog that it's a host DSP. So same layout, but you're going to get some different sheets of paper in there. And then the last one, of course, because it's Christmas in July and we're celebrating the July to December mini catalog, you'll also make 3 Christmas cards featuring the sweetest Christmas suite of products and these cute little candy canes. And there'll be 3 of those. So again, if you're looking for some more information, you can head over to my website or feel free to message me here, and I would love to give you a hand. So that is all that. Now let's get to the card making today. So like I said, I'm going to be featuring the Wonderful World bundle, which is part of the Sale-a-bration promotion that we have going on right now, which is so awesome. So when you make any order in July or August and you spend $6 or $120, you earn a free item from the brochure. And this is one of the 120 ones because you actually get a pack of pattern paper, Wonderful World Designer Series paper, and a stamp set to go with it. And so then you're all set up to start some crafting. And so I'm going to do what we call step it up. So I'm going to show you a simple card, then a second card to add a few more layers, and then a third card, which is a little more fancy, I guess you could say. So I think what we're going to do now is get to the crafting bit. So let's just put you down to my craft service here. There we go. That should be good. And so this is the Sale-a-bration brochure. And so what I wanted to just make a note for you is that all these, the promotion goes until the end of August, but everything is just while supplies last. So if there is a product that you're loving in here and that you would like, be sure to get your orders in sooner rather than later so that you don't miss out on your favorite products. So here on page 14 and 15 of the little brochure, you'll see this Wonderful World little bundle here. So you get the stamp set, which is these beautiful flower images. So a cornflower, a rose, an iris, and a couple of little leaf ones. And they're so pretty. And then you also get the designer series paper. And then it kind of builds you up for success so that you can make beautiful cards. And so I definitely want to show you the paper in its full size here so that you can see how beautiful it is. So here is the first one. So it features, the colors are Starry Sky, Orchid Oasis, which are a couple of the new ones, Rich Raspberry, Mossy Meadow, Melon Mambo, Flirty Flamingo, and Daffodil Delight. So look at this. You can cut those up, which I'm going to show. Then there's some smaller patterns. It's so beautiful. It's such pretty paper. Sometimes when you see it in person too, it's like, that's even prettier than I was expecting. I am such a sucker for designer series paper, and I can't, there's no way to have enough. I love all of them. And as soon as, it's actually like my favorite thing is opening up the package and going pattern by pattern and seeing it, and I'm never disappointed by Stampin' Up's paper. It's always beautiful. So this one's fun too because you can cut out each individual flower, which would be really pretty on a card. And then of course the back side is where you get all your lovely solids. So this helps you instantly coordinate the paper, takes all the guesswork out of it for you. You've already got things that go together and match, which is of course what Stampin' Up does such a wonderful job of to make things easier for us, right? So the first card that I'm going to show is going to be a note card. So what I want to do is show how you can just easily make a little card with this set. So Stampin' Up sells packages of note cards and envelopes. So you get 20 note cards. They're 3.5 by 5. And they come in basic white and vanilla. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe there are craft ones as well, which would be fun for Christmas time. And then you get envelopes that match, and you get 20 cards, 20 envelopes. So it's a great way to have some things ready on hand to make some cards. And then what I wanted to share is that this awesome paper with the big, bold flowers, I mean, they're just meant to be cut out, right? They're just dying to be cut out and put on a card. So all you need to do is cut around them kind of big like this. And so you could cut these all out, and then as you're sitting watching TV in the summertime, or maybe you're in your backyard, you could sit and fussy cut, and then you could have a little stack ready for card making. And so I've gone ahead and cut one out already so that you don't have to watch me sit and cut this out. And then what you're going to do is just go through all that lovely designer series paper and pick one of the solid patterns that you like. So I'm going to go with this Rich Raspberry one. And then I'm just going to cut it to a matte size for this card. So you just go 1/4 inch smaller than the size of the card. So I need this to be 4 3/4 by 3 1/4. And then I am going to get the perfect size for the front of my card. So let's go ahead and put that on the front of our card. And you're gonna see how quickly this comes together. So we're just gonna put that on, and then we've got our lovely flower image ready to go. And then I'm just gonna use my favorite adhesive, which are dimensionals. You get like 300 in a package. It is such good value because you even get to use the outside of the sheet. And they are awesome and a simple way to add some interest to your card. And then I'm just going to place that on the center of my card. I think my paper is a little crooked here. Okay, and then all you need to do is make your sentiment. So all I've got is a little strip here of basic white, and this is just like an offcut from when I cut paper. And then maybe you've got, I'm sure you've got some sentiment stamps kicking around. If you don't, there are, I would suggest that you get one that's just sentiments, and then it has a lot of different occasions that you can use it for. So I love this one, Celebrating You, and this is the one I've also featured in my card class this month. And so I'm just going to use the little Just For You. And I'm going to grab my Mossy Meadow ink pad and open that up. And then this is like about a 1/2 inch strip. And so I'm just going to stamp that on like that. You could also stamp first and cut a strip later, but I have tons of these strips kicking around and they're like the perfect size for a little sentiment. And then you're just going to want to grab your paper snips, cut it to size, and then if you want it to look like a little banner, then you can snip up in the middle and then go from the corners to your point in the middle, and then you'll get your little banner piece. And then if it's a bit long, you can just snip it to size. Now you could just put that on your card, but I find another good basic to have on hand to make a simple card is some linen thread. Oh, I may have cut that a bit small. And so you just need to cut a piece. You can use your adhesive, whichever you like. I'm just going to grab a glue dot and I'm going to just lay it on the card, and it's going to be just kind of tucking up behind the sentiment. And so then we're just going to grab a couple more of our dimensionals, put one on either end, and then lay that over top. Then you don't see the glue dots. And then you've got a really beautiful card. And now obviously you've got that whole sheet of paper with all those different flowers on it. And so you can make a set of cards with all the different flowers, and look how pretty that is. And you can change out the background too. And so then maybe each of them looks a little bit different. So that is the first card that I want to share. So let's move on to the second one. So the second one, we're just going to add a few more layers here, and I'm going to bring in the stamp set, which we didn't even use on the first one, right? So this time, instead of using the note cards, I've just added I've just grabbed some different cardstock. So you could use white or any color that matches this paper. I've chosen Crumb Cake as kind of a neutral. So I've cut this in half at 5 1/2, and then scored it in half at 4 1/4. And then you're just going to choose maybe what your favorite pattern is. I love this one with the mossy meadow in the background and all the flowers on it. And so I have cut this to 3 3/4 by 5. And then I'm just going to go ahead and put this on. And now then we're going to work on a sentiment, and then we're going to add in the stamped images from the stamp set as well. So I've been seeing this around lately, and I wanted to try it for myself, but like ripping your paper. So it might be like an old technique come back, but I like the way the ripped look, how it goes with this paper, and just kind of creates a nice effect. So I've just got, this is just the other side. So you see all the coordination is done for you. And I've cut this just a 2 1/4 by 3 1/4, and I'm just going to rip off the ends. And I'm going to do it backwards because then you get the kind of white bit on the front. And that's where I want to see that part. So I'm just kind of going and ripping off the edges like that. And then I've got a piece of white, and this is what I'm going to stamp on. And so this is the same width, so 2 1/4, and I've just cut it slightly smaller at 3 inches. And I'm going to tear the edges of this, and there's no right or wrong way to do that. And then you see it's gonna look kind of fun together. And I've grabbed another sentiment stamp set just to show you another one. And this is one of my favorites, if you've seen some of my other cards with it, called Good Feelings. I like it because it's got big, bold sentiments, which take up a lot of space on your card, which I like. And I'm going to stamp this also in Mossy Meadow. And I've chosen Thank You. And we're just going to stamp that there. And then we're just going to put these directly onto the card. So right in the middle. Oops. All right. Already looks cute, but we're stepping this card up, so we need to add a little something. So we are going, just find all my pieces here. We're going to do some stamping. So this stamp set, you got the 3 flowers to choose from and a couple leaves. I'm going to use the rose. And what I want to do is I want it to have the green leaves, but obviously the pink flower. So you can use your stamping markers. I don't know if you knew that the markers can be used right on your stamp pad, or not your stamp pad, but your stamp set. But what I found for this particular set, and maybe I just need to play around a bit more, but I found that it was not coming up with the beautiful detail of the rose when I colored it with the markers. So what I'm going to do instead, you can see all the beautiful layers and details on that rose. So I'm going to stamp it first in Flirty Flamingo, and then I'm going to clean my stamp, and then I'm going to stamp it in Mossy Meadow. And then I'm going to cut them out and use them on my card that way. You could also mask it off, try that technique. It's a few different things. So what I'm going to do is I would cut out the rose. I've just gone ahead and done that already. Get us a little ahead of the game here. So I've done it twice, and I've just cut out the rose. And now I'm going to cut out the leaves from the flower. And you know, you can make it as close or as detailed as you like, but just for time's sake, I'm just gonna. And so for the green, you don't actually want the whole rose, so otherwise it'll show behind. So I'm gonna kind of snip it off. And then when you fussy cut, you just kind of use your other hand to turn the paper for you, and that kind of helps guide your scissors along. Okay, and then we just want to make sure that we're not seeing any of this back there, but I do want a little bit of it to adhere the flower to. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do. So here's the other one I have done ahead of time, because I want 2. So I've just gotta cut off some of the excess there. Perfect. And then I'm just gonna put some seal down on that. And now I've got my beautiful roses. And so now what I'm going to do is put these on with dimensionals. So these are what's going to pop up on the card. And so I've used the big dimensionals and then the minis as well. There's also minis for those smaller spaces, of course. And I'm going to put one down there. and one kind of there. And then you can also cut some more linen thread, tie a bow, and add it to your card. And I'll just show you this one that's already done. And I've just tied a bow there, but it would look good basically anywhere on this card. And so that is us just stepping it up a little by adding in the flower stamp set. So for the third one, I'm trying a technique that I've never done before this card. And so bear with me, I hope it all turns out. But I thought it would be kind of fun to try. So I'm going to use the same crumb cake card base. I'm going to use the same idea of grabbing some of the designer series paper. And this time I've got two different patterns. And so this one is just cut at 4 by 5 1/4, which is kind of a standard mat size for the card to get that nice kind of border on your card. Now I've cut this one a little smaller at 3 1/4 by 5. And just in a coordinating color there. And now we're going to stamp another flower image. So I'm actually we're gonna try a no line watercolor technique here. So hopefully this all works out. So I've actually got a piece of shimmery white cardstock, which is good for watercoloring. And I'm gonna use this lovely flower stamp, which is the cornflowers, which I have lots of these growing in my garden right now that have kind of self-seeded themselves, and they're so pretty. I've got exactly like that pretty blue, you know, kind of like this Orchid Oasis color, right? They're that lovely blue. I've got some purple ones and some pink ones. Pretty. So I'm actually stamping this in smoky slate, and then I'm going to stamp off one time. And then I'm going to stamp this on my piece of shimmery white, which is 3 by 4 3/4. And now I'm going to try to watercolor this for you. So what I always like to try, or lately I'm trying to do this for you to show you watercoloring as someone who's not like I'm not an artist in a painting sort of way, but I want to show you that you can just go for it and try it without like feeling like, oh, I need to be an expert in this. No, you don't. It's card making. It's really forgiving. It's just fun to put together, and it's going to look lovely on your card. So there are these lovely water painters, although I think I want the skinnier one. And they come in 3 sizes. Yes, this is the nice skinny one. And what I like to do is I just like to put some of the ink on a block and then add the water. You squeeze, it says push right on there. Makes it easy for you. And I'm just gonna grab some paper towel too. And so then you just add the water to it. And we're just going to color in our flower this way. So bear with me as I do this. So I tried a few times to see, like, you know, oh, could I improve my technique? But really you're just going for it. I find with this flower you do kind of want to get the points, and that's what kind of makes the cornflower. So I just tried to make sure it kind of went into the points there. But it ends up kind of being like, you know, a little bit of an abstract look, which is kind of what you're going for anyway. So that's kind of fun. If you need some more water, then you can just keep pushing it on. And of course you can just wash your block off with water when you're done. Yeah, so this month at Stampin' Up, I just saw someone's comment there that it's actually watercolor month, which is fun because I think that might be outside of Stampin' Up, and we're just joining in on the fun. But yeah, so I'm just trying to be brave here and try some new techniques that I can show you, and then you can play around and really like just grab some paper and stamps and the water painters and, you know, play around. Sometimes when you're crafting, like we think, oh, it's got to be perfect the first time, but it really doesn't. You just let yourself be creative and play. I may have a slight perfectionist streak, people who know me. So crafting is good for me because it's never perfect, so you just have to go with it sometimes. It's therapeutic. Okay. So I could add more water and make it a little even more abstract, but I kind of like the way that looks. And then I'm also gonna do this, let's grab another block, with the stems. And so when you're cleaning your brush, you just push some water through and just go back and forth until your brush is coming clean. And so now I don't have any of that blue on there. And now I can add the green. And so you can see the smoky slate color just kind of disappears, and it's just kind of giving you an idea of where to draw. So it kind of makes you feel like an artist or a painter, even if you're not. So there's our flower. And how are we doing for time here? Oh, okay. We're gonna wrap this up. So to keep in line with my fun little ripping technique, I'm also gonna rip the edge of this. So again, I'm gonna go from the backwards way because then it looks better on the front. And this really, because I wasn't getting it super wet, it won't take long to dry. And then we're gonna put that on our card. And because I'm kind of running out of time, I'm just gonna walk you through the sentiment, and then I'll show you my completed card. So what I did is that to step this card up again, just to show that you can add another layer, which is heat embossing your sentiment, which is my favorite as well. I have lots of favorites in crafting. So again, the Celebrating You, there's so many different sentiments that you can use. I like this one because it was nice and long. I wanted it to cover the whole bottom. And so it says, you are every bit of wonderful. And so what I did was I just used Mossy Meadow as a nice coordinating color. I stamped it in Versamark, heat embossed it in white, and then cut it out and put it on my card. So let's show you the finished card. And that's what it looks like. So I did the same thing that I did on the other card, where I just kind of hand made my banner. And this time I added a little length here on the end, and I just tied some of that linen thread again on there. And I just cut it off as a knot, but I'm thinking I might have liked it better as a bow. So picture that as a nice big bow. And then I was noticing in the catalog that there are these gems here, solid faceted gems, I believe, in the annual catalog. And they have such beautiful colors in them, and they're gonna match these cards great. So you've got Mossy Meadow, Pool Party, Melon Mambo, which is the pink in this paper, Petal Pink, Night of Navy, but it's a bit bright, I find, the Night of Navy, so it would look good like this. And I think Balmy Blue is the last one. So, you know, why don't we use even the Petal Pink and the Mossy Meadow, and you just add some gems, and then all of a sudden you've stepped up your card. So let's show you the 3 cards again. So all of these featuring this beautiful designer series paper and stamp set that come together for free when you spend at least $120 on anything you like. So don't forget to place your Sale-a-bration order so that you can earn this beautiful stuff and start creating your own cards. And so let me just bring up the camera to wrap this up. Thanks for hanging out with me today. And if you're watching the replay, I appreciate you. replay. I appreciate that as well. There we go. I'm always afraid I'm going to be upside down. Hello. Oh, I still have my sunglasses on. It's summer, right? You got to be in summer mode. So I hope you like these cards today, and if I can ever help you with anything, please don't hesitate to contact me. I'd love to give you a hand. And don't forget to sign up for my July all occasion card kit class. The deadline to sign up is Tuesday, next Tuesday, July 26th. And you're going to get everything you need to make cards, and it's going to be a fabulous thing to do for the summertime. Just easy to sit down and get creative. So I hope that you sign up for the class. So I will be back next week with another fun project. So I will see you then. Enjoy your weekend, everybody. Bye-bye.